We are more than 1 month removed from the targeted shootings of two Minnesota state lawmakers. Investigators and prosecutors say they were politically motivated attacks. The June 14th violence immediately put security in the spotlight, especially for the state's elected leadership. Tonight, we are digging deeper into a group called the Advisory Committee on Capital Area Security. The 6 committee members include the Lieutenant Governor, Chief Justice of the State Supreme Court, 2 state senators, and 2 state representatives. Created in 2012, this group is statutorily charged with assessing current safety and security risks in the capital area. That is a timely topic, to say the least. But a KTTC investigation prompted by the Minnesota lawmaker shootings finds statutory requirements of this committee are not being met. And that has state officials avoiding our months-long push for answers. In a time when public information is easily accessible and at a time when the public is seeking more information.
Tonight, with the suspect in custody and a safer environment for state lawmakers.
The lack of certain public information becomes more obvious. According to Minnesota statutes, the state's Advisory Committee on Capital Area Security is required to submit a report to the governor, legislature, and Minnesota Supreme Court by January 15th of every year. The Department of Public Safety houses recent reports on its state website. DPS includes the Minnesota State Patrol Capital Security Division, providing security for more than 15,000 workers and thousands of guests who visit the Capitol complex daily. 3 members of the State Patrol serve as advisors to the Capitol Security Committee. The group is required annually to give a general assessment of the status of State House security, explain implemented improvements, and recommend future plans, all in the name of safety. But the most recent report for 2025 did not appear on this list until just this week. In an email to DPS's Director of Communications dated June 20th, KTTC requested a copy of that report, noting our outreach was prompted by the June 14th shooting deaths of former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, and the shooting injuries of State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. While awaiting a response about the annual report, it became apparent there was another statutory question over the committee's marching orders. The statute reads, "It shall meet at least quarterly to assess current safety risks in the capital area." We took a copy of the legal language to the streets of Rochester, asking voters about the quarterly meeting reference.
It means once every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
Do you agree?
4 times a year. Yep.
But the definition of quarterly is not being met through the own admission of the committee put in charge of Capitol Security. Meeting dates are listed in those required yearly reports. Committee members met twice in 2019, 3 times in 2020 and 2021, twice in 2022, and just once in 2023. As for 2024, they met twice, once in January, once in September. If that's not happening, do you think that's a problem if they're not meeting 4 times a year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they need to meet probably more than that.
Is that concerning?
It should be.
Back to those 2 meetings from 2024, that information came from the committee's 2025 report, which KTTC finally received a copy of on July 15th after 6 emails to the public safety press team. The department's deputy communications director, writing in part, quote, "We know how critical it is to have open, informed conversations about Capitol security." The 2025 report was listed as an action item for the committee's April 25th meeting. According to DPS, it was approved. To KTTC's questions about statutorily required quarterly meetings now, they went unanswered by DPS. So we inquired with the governor's office, which also handles press for the lieutenant governor as well. Again, Peggy Flanagan chairs this committee. We're still awaiting a response. The spokesperson for Chief Justice Natalie Hudson referred us to the governor's office for comment. and we haven't heard anything from the 2 state senators and 2 state representatives on the committee, none of whom are from southeast Minnesota. On June 16th, 2 days after the shootings, the 4 lawmakers did issue a joint public statement saying in part, quote, "This horrific act of political violence highlights the vital importance of our continued diligence to ensure that members of the legislature, staff, those that work in state government, and the public are safe."
Federal investigators say that the suspect, Vance Belter, used the internet to find out personal information about his targets.
As other state-level precautions have been taken since the shootings, the Advisory Committee on Capitol Security has yet to convene. A meeting notice is now posted for August 20th. However, no agenda is presently available. So what then becomes of not adhering to statutory requirements? That remains unclear tonight, as the State Attorney General's office has also not returned our correspondence on this topic. A search of online meeting minutes shows procedure has been called into question in the past. During the August 3rd, 2023 meeting, the only meeting that calendar year, during the public comment period, a citizen expressed concern over some instances of online reports from the committee not meeting expectations for accessibility and transparency. According to the meeting minutes, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan expressed her agreement that it is important to ensure the public can access the committee meetings.
As mentioned in tonight's report, the Advisory Committee on Capital Area Security was formed in 2012. KTTC has put in a public records request for all meeting agendas for the group since its inception to get a complete picture for you of the committee's meeting frequency. We are awaiting that information and will provide you with an update. Okay, digging deeper now into the 2025 report on Capitol security. As far as governmental reports go, it is a small document at just 7 pages.
To set the stage, the Capitol complex area consists of 15 buildings and 25 parking facilities located across 140 acres within the city of St. Paul. The report outlines recent improvements in security, part of nearly $9 million in physical updates approved during the 2023 legislative session. Those projects include the addition of more security booths and improvements to existing ones, bollard installation to create protective barriers, installation of blast-resistant glass on windows, along with new security cameras and key card readers. As for future improvements, according to the report, more than half of the Capitol complex remains without so-called programmed physical security improvements. The committee has recommended the legislature authorize close to $40 million for remaining security upgrades, with additional improvements related to staffing, training, and equipment. Each year, there are more than 700 events that happen at the state capitol complex.
According to the Minnesota State Patrol, right now, about 1,000 cameras monitor the goings-on the Capitol grounds. You can check out this complete report and all the information associated with tonight's KTTC investigation right now on KTTC.com.